Hello and welcome to another special Franchise Hockey Manager 4 stream. My name is Adam. I am the Community Manager of Franchise Hockey. Not with me as always is FHM producer Jeff, because he has been working on the game all night. And I think he's probably sleeping at this point, although it's possible he might show up. Anyways, we are playing the 2017-2018 Florida Panthers season. Well, actually, we're kind of just wrapping it up. As you can see on the screen right in front of you, we missed the playoffs, as was kind of expected. We only had 61 points. We ran through, and I simmed through the Stanley Cup playoffs, and you can see what happened here. And we see a Chicago over New York final 4-3. So it went all 7 games. Oh, yeah. You can see it went all 7 games. And you can see just a variety of other things going around here. So Chicago kind of walked through Calgary, beat up Minnesota like usual, and beat up St. Louis like usual. The Rangers had to beat the defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh, beat Columbus, and then beat Tampa Bay, coming in as the 4th seed. And very interesting, it was the 4th seed and number 1 seed and 4th seed and number 1 seed in both the East and West finals. Not too much else to say. I mean, it was a pretty rough off-season, or a pretty rough year for us. If we just take a quick look where we're kind of at, our owner's confidence is still in the green. He knew we were not going to be very good, but, you know, he wanted us to do better. I'm just going to turn that down just a hair more. So, where are we at? Or what have I done? Maybe that's a better thing to start off with. So if we take a quick look at the transaction log, what's happened since the end of the year? Or if you missed our stream yesterday afternoon, we can take a look at the trade deadline and see. I picked up Paul Stastny. We got rid of Cody McCormick, Cervenka, and the rights to Seth Repo. We picked up Stastny basically for the fact of we needed some cap room because we traded Keith Yandel back to Arizona, who had a $6 million cap hit, so we needed to move somebody. We got 3 4th-round picks and a 7th-round pick, along with moving the rights to a couple of guys who were not going to be part of the team in the future. We also moved Radim Verbrata for Thomas Plekanec and a 5th-round pick, and we moved Michael Haley for a 4th-round pick. Basically, that's what's happened. We dealt with injuries. We had guys going up and down. We picked a few guys up off waivers. Including Connor Carrick. We signed him to a extension because he only wanted $925,000. If we lose him, it's not the end of the world. It's a pretty minimum contract. The season ended. We ended up signing Julian Melkery just to give us a little bit of defensive depth. If he plays in the minors all year, great. If we end up using him as our 7th defenseman, that's okay too. He only wanted 2 years at $710,000. Very easy for us to do. We made a couple little trades, just basically trading the rights to guys. So we traded Thomas Plekanec's rights to Vancouver for a 6th-round pick, and we traded Paul Stastny's rights to the New York Islanders for a 5th and a 6th-round pick. If we look at our depth chart now, you can see we have don't have a great depth chart, but we're going to be rebuilding here. But more importantly, we can look at our draft picks. And what we have is a 1st, a 2nd, a 3rd, 3/4, 3/4, 3/5, 2 6ths, and a 7th-round pick. So basically, we have restacked. We are ready to go into this draft. And if you saw our social media pages, which is why you're here, you would know we came out with the #1 overall pick. Which, you know, when we did so poorly, I'm glad to actually say we got that #1 pick. So we pick at the top of the 1st round. After that, we should have the 3rd pick, but that's not the pick we have. We have, and I can't remember off the top of my head, we have Arizona's pick, and they finished higher. So Arizona we pick at 43 instead. So we got a little bit of a gap between the 1st and 2nd round. I'd really love to add another 1st or 2nd-round pick, but the thing is, there's just not a whole heck of a lot we could do to get it. So if we look at the NHL Entry Draft order, who does have our pick? Just curious. New Jersey has our pick. I'm not sure what we could offer New Jersey to try and get our second round pick back. What does New Jersey need? They need a right defenseman. Who do we have at right defense we could give up? We have Mike Matheson signed for 8 years. Ooh, that is a ton. We ended up getting Jake Bean in an earlier trade. Oh, he's down to 3 stars. That's disappointing, but okay. Count DeHaan got down to 2.5. Also disappointing, but that's okay. Could we offer Gustav Olsson? Or maybe we'll take him off. Who do we have in rights? Okay, what if we offer Max Gilden and offer it to them? And it's interesting, but you need to increase it a little. Alright, what if I offer them one of my 6th-round picks? And they will do that. So if we offer the rights to Max Gilden and Pittsburgh 6th-round pick, we get our 2nd-round pick back. I'm going to do that. We're kind of accelerating a rebuild. If I'll try comboing a prospect in one of your 4th rounds. Yeah, well, I think that works out okay, just what we did. So we just picked up another pick, so that's good. I like that. Also, just want to mention this again. I am on a new test build of Franchise Hockey Manager 4, so if a crash does happen, that's probably why. It's been testing fairly stable so far, but there always could be an issue that pops up because, again, this is an unreleased build. Just taking a quick look at our unsigned draftees. You can see we have a couple guys coming who we might try and see if we can pry out, like Henrik Borgstrom. We'll see how it goes. We're going to need to restack. If we look at our roster, look at our contracts, we only have 39 players under contract, which is also very good because we have upcoming free agents. We have 11 guys we're also losing. So we could hypothetically be down to 28 guys on our roster, which is okay because, as you can see, a lot of these guys are 1.5 stars and not doing us a lot of good. That being said, I have 4 open offers on guys. Basically, I have qualified them, so if somebody else wants to sign them, we should get some sort of compensation, which is basically all I want for them. Because they are 1.5 star type guys. Except for Jared McCain, he just wants too much money. And depending on what somebody else offers him, I may or may not match it. So, with that being said, I'm just going to save the game here, and we are on to the NHL Entry Draft. Having the first overall pick, I think we're pretty much guaranteed what we're going to do is take Rasmus Dahlin. But let's just take a quick look at the NHL Entry Draft here. And I can already see we have somebody who's E-ranked. And that's a little bit worrisome because he plays in this QMJHL. And my first thought is, why do we have no scouting on him? Okay, let's just take a quick look at other top prospects. And a WHL guy we have no notes on. Okay, so here's what we're going to do before we do anything else. I'm going to come here and we're going to go over a few scouting things. We can see, just going to group them in regions. And I have 4 guys in Quebec and 2 guys in the QMJHL draft region. Apparently that's not enough though, so. And also WHL, I only have 3 guys, so I'm going to need a few more. So I'm going to go to my personnel tab. Actually, going to check my finances really quick. I still have over $2 million in space, so I got lots. I'm going to go to free agents. And I'm going to go to scouts. And scouts who scout. And we're going to go to regions. So we'll just find the WHL because it's down pretty low pretty quick. So we have above average, good, good average, above average, good. So I'm going to take Tom Thompson. McPhail, wow, lots of roster room, nice, yes. Now I just need to make, I'm going to just grab a piece of paper here and make a couple quick notes. So we're signing WHL, and we're signing Tom Thompson. We're going to sign him as a permanent scout there, just to make sure. Good thing for us to do, and show you how to assign a permanent scout. And we'll also sign, how about, okay, how about Roy Stasek? And so we've just strengthened our WHL one, and so now we're looking for QMJHL. And we got Quebec QMJHL draft region. So we will hire Mark Charmand. Awesome. For 3 seasons, so we don't have to deal with him at all. And then we'll take a look and assign we will assign Claude Carrier as well. All right. So how do you do permanent scouting? Well, if you go to scouting, and we can find the guys because they currently have no assignments, so we'll grab Roy Stasek and we will assign him a job. We want to assign him to, you don't want to assign him to a region, you want to go to the league. We want to assign him to, we can go all the way down to the Western Hockey League. That takes care of the region. We want to scout for abilities and scout for quality. You know, we're going to move to quantity. So we're going to scout for guys who have rights available. We're going to set him to the link as permanent. That's what he is going to do. All right, and we'll do the same for Mark Charnod. He is QMJHL though, so we'll find the QMJHL league. QMJHL, we're gonna leave the signing on as permanent. He can report back every 8 weeks. And we'll have him scout for potential. We'll set the other guys to the opposites. So here's Tom Thompson. And get him set to the Western Canadian Hockey League. Good, 8 weeks. Perfect. That means I got one guy left, Claude Carrier. And we will again assign him just to the QMJHL, and he'll do the other ones. Now, does that mean that they'll get everybody? No, probably not, but at least we'll get a better idea. GoldenEye76 in the chat. Adam, great job on FHM4. I'm really enjoying it. Glad to hear it. Really glad you're enjoying it. Permanent scout set. So hopefully this takes away some of those E. We'll keep an eye out to see if there's any other major leagues we need to get. Again, just because I'm going to save here. And so we've added 4 scouts to try and eliminate some of those stuff. The good thing is we can kind of look at how they've done in the CHL, so the WHL, the OHL, or the QMJHL, and have a pretty good idea of what kind of type of player they might be. We're going to sort by potential. We have the first overall pick. Pretty easy to see. We go with Rasmus Dahlin, who immediately boosts our defense, and suddenly our defense has kicked into overdrive what it's going to look like. So we're going to Just make a few picks. So Brady Tkachuk goes 2nd overall. Jet Wu goes 3rd. Andrei Savenkov goes to Vegas. Ty Smith, the Spokane Chiefs. Joe Veleno, savior of us in, was that the Detroit game, I think? Goes to New Jersey. Next pick. Jared McIsaac goes to Halifax, or from Halifax goes to Nashville. Bode Wild. Okay, we're getting kind of an idea of how things are moving here. I'm just going to pick until human. And we can just go back here and take a little look. So some names from previous games. Ryan Merkley, a name that you're going to see pop up, goes 17th overall to Philly. Alan McShane goes to Ottawa. Ryan McLeod goes from Mississauga to Washington. And we can see a number of guys. Okay, so now we're up to... who do we take in round 2? So there's not a lot of... there's only one 4-star potential guy, but he's Russian. Left winger Vladislav Kotov, or we go to Philip Khrushchev, who is a Russian Swiss winger who had 88 points, 84 points. Right now, I'm kind of thinking our best bet might be Nicholas Bowden would be not a bad pick either. You know what? We're gonna trust it and go Philip Khrushchev and hope he works out. All right, so we'll pick until human now, and we can see. Okay, it worked out, and Nicholas Bowden is actually still there. So I think this is the point where we just jump and take him. Awesome. All right. So we grabbed so we've grabbed 2 defensemen. And we've grabbed a winger, I believe. So our next pick is at pick 65. Oh, good. And our old buddy has come back up again, Nando Eggenberger. Well, I just have to pick him. If you've seen our streams before, you know why I have to pick him. So pick until human, and we get to pick 94. Oh, a 6'7". Wow, that guy is massive. He had 75 points. Yakim Kondolik. I kind of want to just sign this guy because he's so big. 6'7". Oh. We're going to have a number of goalies coming up through. There's a lot of goalies in... well, not a lot. 2.5 guys left. Interesting. When's our next pick? We have picked 94 and 105. I'm sorry. I got to take the 6'7" guy playing in the USHL. And pick until human, and we can see... now we probably grab this Justus Annunen, playing goalie for Matisse, and that would be the Finnish League 2. We need another goalie, so that would make sense. Unless there's somebody else standing out. Lucas Wernbloom, 19 points with Modo. And Alvaskin, not bad. Let's see. Ethan Manderville, 6'4", 2.5 centerman. You know what? We're actually going to grab him. So we've taken a center. We got another pick right away. So now we can grab that goalie unless there's somebody else who's really standing out. We'll just filter this by goalies just to see. But we're kind of looking at long-term prospects, so top goalie is, and then guy with moose jaw and a guy with Lucas Fitzpatrick. Maybe we'll come back to that and see if we can grab one of them in the later rounds. I mean, we got more picks coming up. So we'll just take the Finnish goalie right now. And alright, so there's still apparently some 2.5 guys left. And this guy's playing with the WHL with Vancouver, so we're going to actually draft him. Milos Roman. Alright, awesome. And we have, oh no, we have another pick here on 1. So now we're getting to the point where it's over a point a game player, Jonathan Bergen. 42 points. Interesting. Nobody's touching them right now, so I think we're just actually gonna grab Jeremy Grotolo at this point. 6'3" defenseman. And a number of other guys taken again. And this is where things get a little bit more interesting. Okay, we're going to go back up to the top. We're going to take the best player available, and that looks like Carl. So we'll pick him, and pick until human, and we can still grab Jotunbergen. If I'm saying that name right, if I'm saying it horribly, I apologize. And we'll pick until human again, and we pick 189. And looking around, we can see what do we got here? I don't know, 6'4" tall Swedish guy. That's a big guy. Samuel Hood. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna take Derek Gent. Oh, he's 5'9". I don't think we want to take 5'9" guys. Sorry. All right, we're gonna take Sean Element. And pick until human, and that's it. That's the end of the draft. We're done. And we can make one last push to try and sign guys. We have some guys who are actually have signing deadlines coming up, so tomorrow we can make some push to see if there's anybody we want to sign. Alright. Patrick Sharp is traded for Thomas Hickey. Ooh, interesting. Trocheck is almost healed. Travis Boyd for Nate Thompson. Connor Sheary goes to Calgary from Matthew Phillips. And Matt Stajan. Why? And Connor Hellebuck ends up in Pittsburgh. A race to Jed Pedersen for Ian Cole and a 6th-round pick. Crazy. Hellebuck's had a up and down roller coaster of a time. Okay, unsigned draftees. Doesn't really matter. Ken Muldown want to sign. He's not interested in coming to the States. That sucks. We will make an offer to Kirchev and he will sign. And we'll make an offer to him. We also need some guys for our minor league teams, and so a 20-year-old should be good. I doubt he'll sign, but you never know. Oh, yeah, no, sorry, he will sign. Okay, Nando Eichenberger. He has just our draft rights. We know how well he plays, or has played previously, so let's get him a contract. 2-star defenseman, 1-star, 6'0", 64 points, 72 games. Alright, we'll offer him a contract as well. 1.5-star Jonathan Hang. 1.5 stars. I think we'll just let his rights lapse. Okay, a couple guys head to college. Ethan Manderville, we're gonna let those guys keep going. No rush to sign him yet. Or him. At half stars, they're not going to help us a huge amount no matter where they are. And 1 star. No, not going to help us at all. Henrik Borgstrom. Will he be willing? He is willing to come play. That would be a good get for us. So we put down some offers on some of our guys. The big news here is he hasn't signed yet and looks like he might be coming to free agency. John Tavares is possibly coming to free agency, which would be a massive deal for us because we can make a great push to try and sign him and offer him maybe a little bit more than anybody else. Now, if you haven't played Franchise Hockey Manager before, or if you have, you may notice that our load times get a little bit longer at the end of June, and that is because there is just a ton of information going on right now, and lots of different things are happening. Thousands of players are, being offered contracts, trying to sign to teams. New players are going to be generated July 1st. So things can take a bit of time moving forward, and that's, part of the reason why we're still going here. So it can take a little bit of time. we're getting closer. Overall, I'm pretty darn happy with this so far. Our drafts, I really kind of like our draft. We restacked on defense, and I mean, if we can get Dolan to sign, we could hypothetically end up with a solid top 4. So I have some guys who seem to be willing to come sign, and Trocheck is back, which means, okay, good. We're just gonna save this current game here again, just to be safe. And we'll continue on through. Basically, we're not only going to be looking to stock up our team, we need to add some more depth players in free agency. So we're going to be looking probably for maybe a new number 2 goalie, or a number 2 goalie who can take over from James Reimer at some point. Because we don't really need a huge amount of we don't need a huge amount. We're not expecting a huge amount, so let's see. There is not a lot on free agency right now. There's not a lot to do. We've made our offers on the guys who we want. Everybody else is either going to be keep playing overseas or play in Europe, which is something we want. Players need to be signed numbers, which means we've signed a couple guys. Adam Mesherin has signed. He might end up going back down, which is fine. Yeah, we'd send him all the way back down to the KMJHL. He wants number 23. We're just going to give him number 25 for the moment. And he's quite upset. Well, that's too bad. Alright, and so we have some more players who have signed deals. Let's see. So Henrik Borgstrom has signed, which is great. Philip Kirchev has signed, and Oleski, I'm not even sure how to say that name. Eponimi. We're gonna send him right down though. Send him right back to Swift Current, because we know he's at 1 star. He's not going to be on our team next year. I'd rather make sure he doesn't become too tough for us sending him back down. Borgstrom wants Aaron Ekblad's number. That's not going to happen. We're going to give him number 4 though, and he's going to have to deal, because us giving our possible future captain's number away just doesn't make a lot of sense. We can see some more guys have signed. Nicholas Bowden and Enigo Eggenberger. Linus Nassen, good. We can send him back down to Medicine Hat. Yeah, we're probably going to do that. He's not going to be on our team. Nando probably won't be on our team either. Can we send him down to Springfield? Alright. It was an issue until we sent the player down. And we can see at the end of the year, basically we did everything as poorly as we could, not on purpose, it's just the way how it went, unfortunately. So our season score is 0, our career score is 0. We got nothing to help us, just the way how it is. Golden 976 have enough picks left to make an offer sheet. Oh, we have lots of picks that we can make an offer sheet, but the question is, do we want to make an offer sheet? We actually kind of have what we need now, so it's not near as big a rush. And we're well on the way to where we need to be. Part of our restacking also brought in picks for next year and the year after. For instance, like the Keith Yandel trade, we got 3 4th-round picks, and it was picks from the next few years. We did lose a few draft picks by picking up Calvin DeHaan, for instance. He ended up costing us a 3rd rounder, which is why I'm a little bit disappointed. He dropped to 2.5 stars apparently. Just a couple things like that. We'll just have to keep an eye out on some of those. We might end up flipping guys. We'll see what happens here, and as we get to free agency, we'll see if anybody retires. If Roberto Luongo retires, it's going to make a very interesting off-season or trades or whatever we're going to do. We're going to have to make a push for somebody. Or we might have to try and sign an unrestricted free agent, or restricted free agent. So we'll see how it goes. And again, it's July or June 30th going to July 1st. So this is the time when we get lots of players loading in, new players being created, players retiring, which is why it can be a little bit of a lengthy load at times. I'll also make an attempt to see if I can get Rasmus Dahlin to sign again. It's one of those things you should check on and off, because you never know what will happen. So some things have changed. John Paddock is now the GM of Toronto. Lou Lamoriello has retired. John Humphreys has taken over after David Pulley retires. Ken Hitchcock has retired. Jack Hughes is the new #1 prospect, unsurprisingly. And we see some things have happened. Board confidence update for us. Your objective was to rebuild the team, and you're on a good path to rebuilding. This was a promising season. He's still expecting us to rebuild. Our current budget is $83.59 million. We currently have our current payroll is $63,846,266. So we're sitting pretty good. Lots of new broadcast deals. Not going to look at all of them. Just trying to make sure. You can see here, and Lee Stempniak has retired. Lettinen has retired. Chris Kunitz, Scott Hartnell, Jason Chimera, and Alex Burrows has retired. Cody McCormick has retired. Good thing we traded him. James Reimer has fallen a bit, as has Chase Bailey, but that's okay. Chase Bailey is no longer with us. Mark Streit has retired. Michael Roosevelt, Dominic Moore, Sean Mathias, Joffrey Liepel, UC Jokinen, Jaromir Jaeger. In case you're curious, Jaeger had 24 points in 79 NHL games in this sim. And decided to retire. Nathan Horton finally retires. Matt Hendricks retires. Colin Greening, Mikhail Grogowski, Johan Franzen, Mark Fain, Matt Cullen, Zdeno Chara, the big man, has retired. And Francois Beauchemin has retired. And just like that, so we currently have not a very big team, but we got a lot of guys in the right spots. Upcoming free agents, we'll see how that goes. Rasmus Dahlin, will he come? He's still not interested in talking to the States. There is a guy who is, well, maybe we'll be able to trade his rights at some point. Alright. So just take a quick look. We now have 36 players under contract, so we got lots of room to move. Our salary is currently at just over 60 million, almost at 61 million. Cap is 82.5. Let's go free agent hunting. John Tavares is a free agent. Offer him a contract. He wants 8. No, we're just gonna. We will offer him 8.1. And there's no reason not to. We're just gonna take, to make this a little bit easier, we're gonna take restricted free agents off and just look at guys that way. A goalie who might be of interest to is Tristan Jarry. Eric Comrie is also free. Just taking a quick look down further, see if anyone else pops who's interesting. Okay, let's, should we try after John Carlson? What do you think? John Carlson. After Tristan Jarry a contract. Brad Morrison. You know what? We're gonna try and sign him. Just be a good depth guy for us. I'm just trying to think if there's any. Are we missing anything else? Top D and free agency. How much does he want? How much does Carlson want? He wants 4.68 for 3 years. That's actually not terrible. I would actually have no problem doing that. He would give us a little bit more time with some of our young guys. What does Rick Nash want? 6.1 for 1 year. Exceeds our budget. Then let's forget about it. For agency, let's just look at guys who are max age of 24. and are not restricted free agents. Kind of looking to see if we can find what's our minor league goalie situation look like? 1 star. Okay, we don't really need another goalie at this point if we get Tristan Jerry. Okay. And let's see. Glenn Godden. Alright, you sound interesting to me. Guy who could play for a minor league team. Don't worry about us being over salary cap space because we get guys who are probably going to end up back in the minors. What else we got down here? Meet demand, but I'd want to sign him to a two-way contract, which would also help alleviate some of our issues. Vincent Dunn. Lucas Walmark. Oh, let's offer him a contract too. I feel like we still need to find at least one more defenseman. And one more defenseman. Ben Harper. Okay, I think you sound pretty good. Offer him a two-way deal. Alright, I don't think there's really much else we can do. I guess I should look at this team here really quick and go, is there anyone I should... If Kirchev isn't quite going to be ready, we should just send him back. Oh, that's the problem. But we are in commissioner mode, so we can fix that. Gonna send the one-star guy back down to Swift Current. And we will send... Okay. Do we see Adam Martian on this team? He wasn't very healthy last year. Let's send him back down. Oh, he's going to this... Okay, he's only going to CHL. That's fine. Okay, he's not going to be on this team at one star. Send him down. Let him keep developing. Jake Bean, if he's not with us, he'll be in the minor leagues. Oh. You know what? You can stay up for now. Okay, good. Calvin DeHaan's back. All right. Just trying to give ourselves a little bit better idea what the team. Ratcast asked in the chat, what place did you finish? We finished in last place in the Eastern Conference. We were third worst in the NHL, and we won the lottery. Goldeneye 76 says, can you see which other teams are making offers to the same free agents as you? You can see who has the top offer in your free agency box, which is down here, and see if that's you. Honestly, we have guys who are going to fit our budget or who aren't going to fit our budget. I don't worry too much about it. You start getting into bidding wars, that's when you start getting bad contracts that you know you're not going to like and that you're wishing you can get out of. A guy like John Tavares is, you know, a 5-star player. I'm okay if we end up sitting on him for quite a while. He could help us now and in the future. And again, a guy like John Carlson, you never know what'll happen. So you can see right here, we are currently the top person for every single guy we're looking at. So John Tavares has went home and signed with the Maple Leafs. I am saddened by that, but the good news is we did get John Carlson, which is a big win for us. Tavares signed a 6-year deal for 1 point. So he actually signed for less money with the Maple Leafs, which kind of hurts. And lots of people saying that they like our offer. John Tavares dumps agent over lack of new deal. John Tavares announced that he's fired his longtime agent after frustration over his lack of a signed deal. I was hoping to have started with a new deal in place. The fact that we made no progress by now is frustrating, John Tavares told reporters at a local charity event. I felt it was time for a change. Tavares' morale has declined, his greed has increased, and his loyalty has decreased. Well, that's disappointing. And see a couple trades. Craig Anderson heads back to Colorado. He was in Colorado before, right? I'm not crazy on that. Alright, the Russian under-20 team has offered us its national job. We're going to reject this offer right now. I'm not really feeling like taking over a national team the way how things are going. John Carlson wants number 74, because of course he does. But he's going to have to wear numbers. That's not there. Okay. He is going to wear number 72. And he's okay with that. Jake Bean wants number 2. It's his. And he's going to take number 80 instead. And he is quite okay with that. All right. Promise Payne in the chat says Panthers got Dolan in my game as well. Yeah, he won't sign with us though. Such is the problem. Read all messages. We'll just try and make another attempt trying to sign him. And he's just not interested in coming over. Fair enough. So now we don't have our new number 1 center, which kind of hurts. What do we do here, though? Maybe I try and bring back old friend Sergei Mozikin, who has played so well. Oh. Alright, so we'll offer Sergei Mozikin to come in and be a 1-year. Kind of throw down the gauntlet, see what he can do. We'll just take restricted free agents off again to make it a little bit clearer list for us. And we can see I'd have no problem if Paul Stastny, no, that's it. Paul Stastny wants to come back on. He just wants so much money. I just want to offer him a 1-year deal and see if he'll do it. No, he won't come off 3 years, so he's going to stay there then. Okay, Pavel Datsuk's here. What does he want? 1-year deal at 3.29. How does that max our budget? You got to be kidding me. Okay, won't let me do it. I will come back and offer him a contract again tomorrow and see if that changes some. Unless he already signs with somebody else, which is possible. Or he might be mad at us for making an offer and then going away. So let's see. Sergei Mozikin has signed with us. Alright, send him down. Mozikin can have number 10. Alright. Still can't do it. Man, you just... Alright, that was part of the issue, was because Paul Stastny still had not signed anywhere. Let's take him off, and suddenly we got... That would explain why I didn't have the room. Jeff's going to come and look at this and go, why did you sign all these old guys? But really, it's helping us bridge that gap for that 1 year that we need. I'm not expecting a ton out of Pavel Datsuk, and really all I want him to do is come in and play third or fourth line minutes. And I'll send Khrushchev back down to the QMJHL to keep getting a little bit more experience. And we can see Pavel Datsuk has signed. And it looks like we're just going to have a lot more guys come and sign, which is great for us. We are going to take Mark Press a number away from him and give it to Pavel Datsuk. He is instead, though, going to wear 31. Borkstrad can have 28. Starting to get a much clearer picture of what a roster is going to look like. I'm maybe just going to shop James Reimer right now. Why not? See if we get some offers. 7th round pick. Nothing spectacular. Cole Bartolo. Brad Malone. Alright, we're going to send... we're going to send him to the Jets. He can go home to the Jets. which means we now have room to sign one more goalie, which we need to do immediately. So who's an unrestricted free agent goalie we can sign? We still have an offer on with Jerry. Grabbing Philip Grubauer wouldn't be a bad idea. Kind of like that. He wants 2 point. Oh, that's a lot of money for an area we don't need to tie up that bad. Okay, what about Eric Comrie? Yes. Okay, I like that. We could probably keep him in the minors. As well, just gives us a little bit more depth across the board. And we can see, hopefully get a few more guys signed. Once we see how guys have signed, I will... Okay, let's see. Jason Dixon has signed. We're just going to send him right down to Springfield because that's where he's going to be. Tristan Jerry has signed, so we probably have our new backup goalie. Glenn Gaudin has signed. Awesome. We're just going to send him down to Springfield. And got some... but some of these numbers won't be affected anymore because we've sent the guys down. So just taking a quick look, we now have 41 players under contract. Okay, I'll keep trying that and just checking. Dolan one more time, still won't do it. I'll keep poking and prodding him. We're just going to go one more day, see if we get these guys signed. I'm just checking over things, seeing if there was anybody, any of our free agents we put out there, if they had signed anywhere. Didn't look like that had happened, though. So, alright, we have some more guys signed. Everybody signed except for now. Everybody is signed except for Comrie. No longer have that problem, so we're up to 44 players under contract, which is maybe a few more than we want, but we'll eventually make some trades because that's what we do here. And Gudu shows up an hour late. Well, Gudu, we're just about not too long to sign off. So, Eric Comrie has signed. Awesome. He's at 1.5 stars as well. He instead is going to wear number 29. And he's okay with that. So we have remade our team. We got Comrie, Jerry Longo. We're probably actually going to have to move Mark Prisk at this point. So who's looking for a defensive help? I can't deal with paying Prisk $2.5 million to be where he is. Almost $3 million. They have virtually no picks this next year. So we'll look in 2020. I think they'll probably accept that offer. All right, we'll offer it to them and advance one more day. All right, so I think this is just about the end of our time. I will advance it up until September. So the next time you see the game, we will be sometime in September. Thank you very much for tuning into another Franchise Hockey Manager 4 stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments, although occasionally we do special shows like this one. All of our videos are archived on our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. No, that is not right at all. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. It is youtube.com/OOTP Developments. Did I say twitch.tv/OOTP Developments? I can't even remember now. Please make sure you find the right one. Twitch.tv/OOTP Developments. You can click that follow button and get alerts every time we go live. You can also find us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Franchise Hockey Manager. On Twitter, we're at Franchise Hockey. You can also reach out to us on our official website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, and you will find our official website where you can talk to people about Franchise Hockey Manager, Facebook, Franchise Hockey Manager, Out of the Park Baseball, and MLB Manager. This is what happens when I get thinking about too many things. So we can send Mark Prisk for a 3rd round pick next year. Complete. Creates a little bit more cap room for us and we get a 3rd round pick. Awesome. With that being said, I think this is kind of where we're going to end. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully we can get Rasmus Dahlin to sign with us, but I'm not counting on it. And hope everything else goes well. All right. And we'll see you again later.